The HiPod has already achieved tremendous success with Major League Soccer. They're using it as an alternative to the expensive cranes that normally sit behind the goals. And in football, you can use it as an end zone cam, as you have here, as a line of scrimmage camera, or as a sky cam for practices. Whether it's Major League Soccer All-Star games, whether it's normal competition, whether it's boxing matches, whether it's international competition, it doesn't matter. Once again, you can use it as an end zone camera, as we have here. Speed, mobility, and altitude. Basketball, everybody's starting to recognize the tremendous value that the HiPod brings. X Games, other soccer games. High schools are also recognizing the value of the HiPod. It's inexpensive because you don't need to build a lift. It's mobile. You get altitude. It's great here in volleyball matches. You're above the rim or above the hoop. X Games, you're going to be right in the middle of a crowd. Since many stadiums do not allow tripods, how else would you get this shot right on the field and above the field? Here I can be outdoors, I can be indoors. How else are you going to get a shot like this? These are just some examples of how you can use the HiPod in sports. For football in particular, there's three ways to use it. One, as an end zone camera. Two, as a line of scrimmage point of view. And three, as your practice or Skycam perspective. We invented the base simply for the end zone perspective. Roll it out there, extend the legs for stability, insert the HiPod, extend the HiPod, and that gives you the ability to get a tremendous end zone perspective. And it's standalone. Whether you're covering kickoffs, punt returns, or just getting end zone shots, the HiPod can move between hash marks, from hash mark to hash mark, centering the shot in the camera. For line of scrimmage, I want you to recognize or to see how easy it is to reposition the HiPod at the end of the play so that you can set up for the next line of scrimmage shot. For practice, you can record your drills, or you can even set it up behind the huddle like the Monday Night Football Skycam. These are examples of the HiPod in action. Like I mentioned earlier, Major League Soccer has already used or is using the HiPod as the goal perspective. They tap us in live, so you're seeing the HiPod goal shot live. Here's a couple sequences of football plays. One shot with the HiPod. You get a nice sense of the field, you got some altitude. And here's the same exact play shot at eye level. Doesn't have the same impact, does it? Once again, here's another football play shot with the HiPod. A celebration at the end. And then the same play shot without the HiPod. Here's our cameo. But this demonstrates how versatile you can position the HiPod anywhere around the ring and get a tremendous shot. With 320 degrees of rotation, this shot is a piece of cake for the HiPod. Here's our cameo for the volleyball tournament. We're not even in the stadium. I'm outside the stadium, but it doesn't matter. You're still going to get a shot. You can reposition, you can pick this up and move it because it's extremely light, and you get a bird's eye perspective wherever you are. Well, I hope these examples start to give you an idea of what you can do with the HiPod. Thanks again.